Hey, my wonderful baddies, welcome to your reading. So guys, if you're new here, thanks so much for joining me. My name is Angie. I'm a psychic medium here on YouTube that does a whole bunch of different types of cool products, services, readings, pick a cards, another day in the office. So if you guys feel called, you guys can check out my website. I'll leave links to this down below in the description bar of this video. So I wanted to let you guys know as well that I've recently added 1 hour live sessions with me that is all about building on yourself. So this is now another download, of course, that I received from Spirit. So I wanted to provide that to the collective because a part of my life's purpose, my mission work, is to be able to reach as many of you as possible because I'm a twin flame. So with twin flames, as you guys probably are familiar with, we typically come with very big and advanced gifts. So guys, let us tap into your reading without further ado. So we have 3 piles to choose from. So we're going to be actually asking Spirit the question today. So is it new love, old love? What will you choose, guys? So use your discernment to find the answers that you seek. So we have 3 piles. This is pile number 1 with the shark here. We have pile number 2 with this little bus kind of car-ish looking thing here. And last but not least, we have this elephant here for pile number 3. So do your thing, guys. Pick your pile and I'll see you wonderful folks in your reading. My wonderful people in pile number 1, thank you so much for joining me. So if you missed the introduction of this reading, I wanted to let you guys know as well that I still have my seminars, of course, that are still running for the collective at the moment. I also have introduced some live basically support for my twin flame soulmate collective, as well as so if you're looking for advice in terms of how to shift the energy, what work may be required for yourself and your twin, I also offer this too now as well. So if you are interested, I will leave links to my websites, as well as I've introduced 1 hour live basically support and coaching sessions for those of you who are now interested. So part of my life purpose, guys, is that I need to be able to reach as much of the collective as possible because I'm a twin. So with twins, we have really big gifts and we also have very profound life purposes as well too. So if you guys feel called, I'll leave all that info down below in the description bar of this video, and you guys can check out my website if you would like to book any of my services or check out any of my products. If you have any questions, you guys can always email me. My email will also be down below in the description bar of this video, or you guys can just email angiesawakening1111@gmail.com. So yes, pile number 1, let's hop in. So this is if you chose this shark here. This is going to be a reading. So I'm going to be picking up on your vibe, actually, pile number 1 for the beginning of this reading. So I feel like you guys have had a lot of, I'm hearing, karmic relationships. So for a lot of you guys watching this, I do feel like right now you guys are in some sort of energy where you want to focus on the healing of your heart. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you may have chosen persons who essentially took you for granted is what I feel. I also feel with this that I'm looking at here as well, that you guys are also people as well who may have a little bit of some inner scars and wounds as well. So some of you guys who are watching this reading may also have some trauma as well in terms of love, romance, relationships, or even just trauma in general from childhood. Or I'm also hearing some of you guys may have been raped. You could have been victimized is what I feel as well. So I'm so sorry, pile number 1, that you actually went through that. I definitely can resonate with that as I'm somebody too who had a lot of trauma. So for some of you guys watching this, I feel like the trauma definitely may have caused some PTSD or some sort of fear of intimacy is what I feel from this pile. So for some of you guys as well, I do feel like you guys might actually be closed off at the moment for love. And for some of you watching this, I feel like it's because you guys want to take some time to heal and work on yourself. So I also feel like as well for a lot of you guys in love, there was a lot of overbearing expectations I feel like placed on you as well. And for some of you guys, I do feel like you've been dealing with a lot of people that were very insecure and very jealous. So this is where I feel like this may have resulted in you guys feeling angry, them feeling angry, and just kind of left you in some sort of lack of direction in terms of love. But I do see that you guys might be giving up, but I'm here to gas you up. So don't give up, guys. I feel like love is going to be coming in for you in this reading. So let's see in terms of, I'm just going to set this here so that the energy can be with us for you, pile number one. So I'm just going to tap in right now in terms of figuring out the past, right? So it's through the past we figure out the future. So let's see what happened in the past in terms of love and relationships. So we have reflection. So it looks like for some of you guys watching this, you may have been tied to some sort of twin or some sort of karmic soulmate is what I feel for you. So with that being said, I do feel like this person was essentially mirroring a lot of parts of yourself that definitely needed to be transmuted and healed is what I feel very strongly. I feel like a lot of you guys also suffered a lot of confidence and happiness triggers where I feel like maybe a lot of you thought that this was it or you were going to spend the rest of your life with this person. But ultimately, I feel like you guys who are watching this feel a sense of frustration. And I'm also hearing disbelief as well. Because for some of you guys, there may have been an ending to a connection with a lack of closure. And it left you feeling very empty and unsure about what to do, how to proceed, how to move forward in love. And I feel like also there is a lot of fear and confusion surrounding your love life in general. So let us now see in terms of what else Spirit wants to bring us to our attention about the past. So pile number one's energy, Spirit. What happened in the past in terms of love and relationships? So we have here the Devil in reverse. We also have here the Queen of Swords in reverse. So definitely a very cutting type of energy. Okay, so let's see. Pile number one. Okay, so I have these ones here. The King of Swords. And we also have here, this is the Seven of Pentacles. So what I do see from you guys in the past in terms of the love department, I do see that there was some sort of, I'm hearing trauma bonding that may have connected you guys. So one or both of you guys could have been in this energy of addiction. So this is where I feel like some of you guys maybe were obsessed with some sort of material gain or wealth or status is what I feel like in terms of being in some sort of connection. So what I feel is that either your person could have been still tied up with somebody else or addictions were definitely running rampant in this connection. And so when I say addiction, it doesn't necessarily have to be a literal addiction. For some of you guys, I feel like there was some sort of shopping addiction, sex addiction. I'm hearing drug addiction as well. Some of your people, it seems like that you may have been tied to, could have liked doing cocaine is what I'm hearing actually from Spirit, or crack is what I'm hearing. And I'm also hearing meth. So take that as it resonates. But what I do feel with this is that there was some sort of sacral pull that was keeping you guys together. But ideally, this person was in this reverse Queen of Swords energy. So with the reverse Queen of Swords, this is someone who is very cutting. They're all about themselves, very jealous, and very smothering as well. So I also feel like, as well for some of you guys, this was also a very cold-hearted person who was very bitter and very resentful. I'm also hearing jealous towards you too. So it's kind of like there was some sort of competition going on between you and your person. Even if they hadn't told you this, I feel like this is something that this person really felt about you a lot. So it could have been a situation where they wanted to be the one in control. But ideally, I feel like you guys were the ones who may have been making more money than them, or they could have been in more of a position of power. So what I feel as well here is that this feminine here, this is just the energy that I'm picking up on, is serving this masculine here. So it's kind of like maybe there was some sort of expectation about what love, connections, relationships should consist of, essentially, that it should be a situation where you guys are essentially able to, you know, the male is the more dominant of the two. You're supposed to be at home waiting for them type of deal. Or it's kind of like giving me the energy as well, where I feel like for a lot of you guys, it could have been something that you guys witnessed as well, in terms of a toxic family dynamic too, where you learned at an early age that, you know, masculine energy, you're supposed to submit to them, and you're supposed to be the one who is a little bit more passive is what I feel. But it's like you are not necessarily here to follow that template, especially not in regards to love. I feel like the purpose of this connection that you went through was to mirror to you in terms of what needed to be healed. So it's interesting that I pulled the Queen of Swords and I pulled the King of Swords. So this is a possible counterpart connection, but essentially you guys were both in karmic energy, which is why the energy played out the way that it did for both of you guys in the connection. And so for some of you guys, you might say, I'm not a karmic, I'm a divine feminine, or I'm a divine masculine watching this. But no, this is just the energy. So it's like you were maybe giving your power away to this person by sticking around maybe a little bit longer than you should have, especially if this is your twin or counterpart. And ideally, I feel like you guys had invested a lot into the situation as well. So for some of you, I'm hearing that you may have given this person money, you could have taken loans. There could have been a lot of financial imperatives that were playing out in the connection. But what I do see as well is that ultimately, I do feel like you guys spent a lot of time getting to know each other, whether it be sexually or just spending alone time together is what I feel as well from the Seven of Pentacles. So this is giving me the energy that you guys did spend a lot of time trying to make this work, trying to ground the connection. But ideally, I feel like there was some sort of immaturity why the connection could not ground the way that it was meant to ground. So let us figure out the future now in terms of, so we know your past love life situation, but let us now pull some cards in terms of what is going to happen in the future for you in regards to love, pile number one. So we have your caution. So, and that fell right over the devil card. So it seems like you guys may have an option. It seems to possibly reconcile with somebody. But it's like this person is still kind of a little bit in, I'm hearing ego and pride, where they could have recently gone through some sort of breakup, separation from someone else. Take it as it resonates, but ideally they're not in the best, highest vibration of self at the moment, with the Strength card also in reverse. So I do see that there is a possibility to reconcile with this old love, but what I also feel like as well intuitively, that you will have to decide how you feel. So for some of you guys watching this, I feel like there might be some other people that are still going to come in your zone of awareness. So there is an option for new love as well as manifesting old love, but take it how you want to. So we see here the Knave of Pentacles in reverse. I'm also hearing that some of you guys could be dealing with a Capricorn, Aquarius. I'm also hearing as well Gemini. I'm hearing Virgo. I'm hearing Leo. I mentioned Aquarius already too. I'm also seeing Sagittarius. What else do I feel intuitively? I also see here Cancer, but this is not on the board, and that is Sun, Moon, or Rising. So we have here the Queen of Wands. So that is probably the Saggy energy that I was feeling. And the Virgo is the Knave of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. So we also have here the Ten of Wands. So heavy fire signs too in this reading too. Shout out to the fire signs. So that's legal. When I say legal, so there could have been some legal issues as well, or some language barriers. I feel like for some of you guys watching this as well, in terms of new love that might be coming in. So I do feel like for you, pile number one, there is an option to manifest some sort of new lover. But ideally, you want this person to show up for you the way that they're supposed to show up for you as a equal and as a counterpart. So I do see that this person coming in is actually in some sort of Emperor energy. So it's kind of like telling me that it's either two messages I'm feeling from this caution. So I feel like it's either when this person comes to you, they're going to be in some sort of ego, is what I feel. But they are going to be some sort of protector, provider type of energy, I do feel. But there's a lot of conflicts, it seems like, surrounding them still at the moment. This could even be you, where you might feel conflicted in terms of if you should actually move forward with this other person. But they're going to see you as this Queen of Wands, which is someone who is very creative, very passionate, someone who is a leader, someone who takes charge, somebody as well who is very much courageous, they're determined, and they're also very loving and kind is what I feel as well with this. So like that fiery type of energy they're going to see you in. But what I also feel as well with this Ten of Wands, I feel like there's some sort of burdensome cycle that's still needs to close out. So this is where I feel like you guys might be overgiving in the connection when this person shows up to you. So it's either a new love that's coming in or an old love that's coming. A new love or an old love. But I do feel like this is kind of like some sort of reconciliation. So I feel like there is an option to manifest some sort of new beginning with someone else. But ideally, I do feel like for a lot of you watching this, it feels like your person is going to be returning to you soon. But it's like, I feel like you guys are still going to be kind of like in your head and undecided in terms of what to do. But I feel like it's based on the fact that you guys may have gone through a very painful ending and a very difficult situation with this person. I do feel like this person may have actually traumatized some of you watching this, or it could have caused you a lot of anxiety, sleepless nights, depression. But I do see here that you guys definitely feel a lot of passion and desire for each other. But are you guys willing to let go of the anxiety, the fears, you know, the negativity that was there in the past in order to manifest this new beginning? I feel like this is all up to you in terms of what you want to do. But ideally, there is an option to manifest someone new. But I also see here as well, there is an option to reconcile as well. So we have here that Spirit says, surround yourself with nature and you will feel a great sense of well-being. Nature's healing energy is sensual and magical. It will awaken your sensual magic within you. So for some of you guys need to get on your sacral healing journey tip. So it's through that sacral healing, I feel like this is where you're going to be able to unlock more of your heart space. So it's through the lower chakras, right? This is the gateway to the upper chakra, which is the heart. So I feel like you guys still have a little bit of work to do in terms of understanding a little bit more about your sexual energy, your sexual self, as well as healing some of that trauma. So this is what I was picking up on at the beginning of this reading. So for some of you guys, there is some sort of traumatic experience or some sort of situation that essentially happened to you that's kind of creating some sort of block in terms of you manifesting a new connection with like an open mind, I feel. Because for a lot of you guys watching this, I do feel like you do have the desire to crave somebody new, but it's like in your head, you're kind of like still thinking, can I really put in the work to be with somebody else? So you guys would probably benefit as well, which is probably why I talked about this at the very beginning of this reading in terms of my 1-hour coaching session. So if you feel called, right, you can book that session and find out in terms of what you need to shift in order to manifest a new beginning for yourself. So this is where I do see that you guys are definitely going through some sort of self-victimization as well. So you guys have to kind of like let go of that as well, is what I feel too. So let me pull some advice from Spirit and then we're going to close out this reading, pile number 1. So you guys have a little bit of work to do and it's going to really help you guys to elevate, because what I see here with this ladder, so usually when I dream about ladders and stuff like that, this talks about ascension and elevation. So I do see here that there is an opportunity for you guys to ascend and elevate your love life. But it's up to you if you're willing to do the work to manifest this new beginning. So the choice is yours, because remember, the universe is all about free will. So it's your free will to decide whether or not you guys actually want to, you know, do the work or what you want to do. But I do see here that there is an option for you guys to mend an old connection. But if you're like, no, I feel like if you guys do a little bit more work, you may be able to ground a new connection for yourself. So we see here the Holy Spirit is encouraging you to consciously and fully embrace the leadership role that you're carving out for yourself. Though your focus, dedication, stability, and discipline, you're emerging from the background and becoming recognized for both your competence and wisdom. Others are naturally attracted to your charismatic vibration and will follow your lead as they rightfully sense that you can be trusted. The Holy Spirit is a guiding force as you motivate and inspire others. Indeed, the very word inspire comes from the word spirit, which means to invite or to inhale the Holy Spirit into your life and move you towards a creative and best spiritual self. The Holy Spirit affirms that your assignment for now is to shine your bright light on the world and make no apologies for your enthusiasm or confidence as you lead others to higher ground. Be mindful, however, not to overdrive yourself and become disconnected from your source, or you risk getting burned out. Enthusiasm is like fire and must be contained or will consume you. The Holy Spirit's message, lead with confidence. So for a lot of you guys, you're being called right now to step into the vibration of leadership. So it's through these adversities in your connection, you'll really be able to showcase and show other people, the mistakes that you might have gone through in love. But these weren't mistakes. They were all a part of your soul's evolution and growth. And so for a lot of you guys, I feel like this is where healing that sacral is critical for you at this point, because that is the manifestation, creative energy that you need in order to ground this new beginning for yourself in love. And so for a lot of you guys, I feel like a part of your soul mission, life purpose, might even be tied to some sort of creative endeavor that you might be able to work with or collaborate with this emperor here. So it's like you guys might be able to also showcase or support other people who resonate with the Twin Flame Soulmate Collective or other areas as well too. But it's all up to you, basically, if you're willing to manifest this new beginning, or if you're willing to do the work that's necessary for you to manifest and ground a new beginning. So that's what I have for you, pile number one. I thank you guys so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for a chance to be entered into my draw. So I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway to 2 lucky subscribers that will have a chance to receive a free personal reading by me on May 15th. So all you have to do from now until then is like and sub to the channel for a chance to be entered into my draw. So I'm sending you guys so much love and light. Take care. Hey, my wonderful baddies in pile number 2. Thank you so much for joining me today in your reading. So in case you guys missed the intro, I thank you guys so much for joining me today for this pick a card reading. So if you're new here, hey, my name is Angie. I'm a psychic medium here on YouTube that does readings for the collective. So I want to thank you guys so much for your love and support in joining me in this journey. So I want to let you guys know, if you do feel called, I actually still have my webinars that are running. If you would like to check them out, I also have recently released a 1-hour coaching session that's available to you at the collective to be able to essentially channel a little bit more healing work for that inner child, as well as other cool and interesting stuff. So if you are interested in any of my sessions, you guys can check out my website, angiesawakening.com. I'll leave links to this, of course, down below in the description bar. Or if you feel called to book a personal reading about your actual situation, you guys can also feel free to book that as well. So yes, without further ado, pile number 2, let us tap in to the tea in terms of what is going on with my pile number 2's love life. So let's see what happened in the past, right? So we want to know the past, because that is an indicator of the future in terms of love. So what happened for you, pile number 2, in the past? So we have mystery. So it seems like what I pick up intuitively about you and this person, or somebody that you may have been dealing with in the past, was that this could also be a symbol for twins, because there's 2 pillars here. But what I also see here as well is that there was some sort of illusion, some sort of karma that you and this person had. So I do see that a lot of you guys spent a lot of cycles going back and forth with a love interest from the past, but you guys were receiving a lot of wisdom and inner voice support. So your higher self essentially orchestrated this connection that you were tied to in the past. I also feel for you guys as well, this was something that provided you a lot of wisdom and your ability to see the unconscious in terms of relationships with other people. So I do feel for you guys, it's giving me the energy of some sort of new beginning that's waiting to ground for you. But I do feel for a lot of you guys, you might have a little bit of doubt, as well as there might be some pride that's still attached to what may have happened in the past in terms of love. So for some of you guys, your person may have chosen somebody else over you, which is why you feel this feeling of isolation, withdrawal, loneliness, rejection in terms of love. But I do see here as well that this is the end of a cycle that is definitely making way for a new beginning in love with you, pile number 2. So this is juicy. Let us see. So here we have it again, the back of the deck. There is movement that is definitely happening right now for you in terms of your connection at the moment. in terms of your love life. I also see here as well, there's some sort of cleansing that you need to do. So I'm hearing cleansing of your aura. So for some of you guys, this is where an SRT, a spiritual release therapy, which I also provide that as well. So if you feel called, check out my website for that. Or if you guys need some chakra clearings as well that I do offer remotely, I also do this service as well too. It's where I focus on clearing out a specific chakra, in particular that you might know intuitively that is blocked. So let us now tap in pile number 2. So let's find out a little bit more in terms of what happened in the past in terms of your love life. So pile number 2 is love life spirit. What happened to them in the past? So we have here the 2 of Swords in reverse. Okay. Let me just move this up so I have a little bit more space. So we have here the 6 of Wands. Okay. And last but not least, we have the 6 of Swords. So I do see what happened for you guys in the past was there was some sort of fear of change. So it's either you or the person that you were connected to was afraid of changing. So you guys may have had a little bit of arguments, or there could have been conversations about wanting to change the way in which the connection had been going. But ideally, I feel like this led up to a lot of obstacles, delays, frustrations in terms of your love life, where it left you feeling very much a lack of recognition. And for a lot of you guys, this is where I feel like you may have ended the connection altogether based on what happened in the past. So I do see here as well that there was a lack of direction in the connection, which led to the breakdown essentially of the connection. So I see here with the 6 of Wands, for a lot of you guys, I feel like there was some sort of public recognition that you felt the connection was going to give you. So for a lot of you guys watching this, I do feel like you're hoping that by being with this person, there would be some successful outcome, or the connection would provide you with some initial victory or support. And so for a lot of you guys, I feel like you could be dealing with some sort of fire sign. I'm also hearing air sign. So that is Aquarius. So air signs is, I don't know why I'm having a brain freeze. So I'll just tell you the signs I'm hearing from Spirit. So I'm hearing Leo, Aquarius, I'm hearing Libra, I'm hearing Gemini as well. I'm also seeing here Pisces, you could be dealing with as well too. I'm also hearing Scorpio. And I'm also hearing Capricorn. Even though these are not here, but these are the signs that may resonate with this heavily, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So I do see here as well that there is, with the 6 of Swords card here, that you guys right now are trying to heal and move on from the pain of the past. So let's see, what was that painful ending? I'm hearing painful ending. So definitely some type of abrupt ending could have happened where you guys essentially had to move, because this is giving me like a moving truck type of vibe as well, where some of you guys may have had to leave a city, leave some sort of community behind, essentially pack your bags and get out in a hurry is what I'm hearing. So for some of you guys as well, it could have been a situation where it was an overseas type of relationship, where maybe you or this person essentially lived in different areas, or there was some sort of arrangement that you guys had that essentially fell apart. But what I do see here is that you guys are definitely focusing on healing a lot of that trauma and baggage from the past with the 6 of Swords. So I do see here as well that you guys want to really just focus on your healing now and move on and deal with a lot of that emotional baggage and feelings of wanting to transition. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're looking at the ways in which this person may have deceived you, a lot of the trickery, the tactics, self-victimization this person may have orchestrated for you as well. And a lot of that depression and anxiety too, and trauma is what I'm seeing here as well. So you guys, I'm hearing, are spending a lot of nights reflecting and putting in a lot of mental energy towards you and this person. So for some of you guys as well, you might actually still be corded or connected to this person spiritually, because there was some sort of lesson that you were meant to understand about yourself. And so you were able to walk away and learn from the past to be able to search for your purpose and make healthier choices in regards to love, relationships, and romance. So I feel like this person at times was very cunning as well too, in terms of their communication. So this person could have also been a little bit more of the type of person who wanted their person to essentially serve them, be there for them, you know, and they were supposed to be the man, right? Or the masculine in the situation. And so if you're not dealing with a masculine and you're feminine, or you're a masculine watching this about a feminine, I do feel like this person may have been a little bit more controlling and very much unbearing towards you as well too. So I do see here as well that there was some sort of changes that needed to happen in the connection that both or one of you guys were just not willing to do. So your person or you could have told this person many times to really focus on changing. But I do feel like you guys ideally wanted to be together, but it's just that it was not possible at this time for this to happen. So let's see in terms of new love. So let's see what is going to be happening in terms of going forward for you, pile number 2. So we have 2 cards. So we have, this also came out in pile number 1, so you guys might be drawn to that as well for additional messages. So we have your caution, and then we also have success in the reverse. So what I feel for this, guys, is that there's some sort of caution as well as some sort of blockage in the lower 2 chakras. So what I feel like there's some sort of solar plexus, I'm hearing triggering as well as sacral triggering as well, because I feel like for some of you guys might still be, I'm hearing, caught up or hung up over your ex, where you still feel some sort of energy or pull towards them in the sacral. But ideally, I feel like if this is your twin, this is where you guys have to really work hard on focusing on your healing now, and then thinking, you know what, later on we might be able to come back. And for some of you guys out there, I feel like this is giving you the energy where if you haven't met your twin soon, it might be a possibility that you could meet this person very soon. So take that as it resonates. But this is a general. So I just feel like with this pile, there is an option to ground some sort of new connection if you're willing to do the work. So I feel for a lot of you guys, you may have actually started to do some coaching, wellness, some type of support, which is really helping to shift the energies at this time. So if you guys are looking for a mentor or a coach of some sort, I also do that service as well too. So you guys can check that out on my website. So we see here with the 8 of Cups in reverse, and we also have the Hermit. So I feel like for you guys right now at the moment, and there's some sort of ending that's playing out for you too right now, pile number 2. So what I feel for you guys is that right now I feel like there is some sort of healing work that's definitely required for you. So in regards to love, I feel like the focus right now isn't really so much on new love. It's about addressing what happened in the past for this pile. So I do see here, for some of you guys, you were in some sort of reverse Queen of Cups energy. So it could have been a situation where you guys, were thinking a lot about being independent or wanting to do this on your own, or I don't need love, I can handle it all on my own. But this is kind of like, I feel like for a lot of you guys, it is some sort of something that needs to essentially be transmuted, if I can say this in a appropriate way. So it's a situation where I feel like for some of you guys, there's some sort of intimacy avoidance that is like a mask that you guys are using essentially to cover up your feelings deep within. So for a lot of you guys, this is where I feel like you might be a little bit more smothering towards your partner, or think that, you know what, I have to be the one to take care, hold down my man, hold down my woman, whatever. But ideally, no, this is not how love is supposed to go. It's all about equal give and take in every single connection that we're in, whether it be romantic or non-romantic. It's all about understanding as well that everybody has to have their own identity in a relationship. And then once you guys have your own sense of self, then you guys can build together. So this is a mistake I think a lot of people make when they go into relationships. Ideally, they think that them and their partner have to be bonded forever and we have to do everything together. No, that's a misperception. And I think this is where I feel like for you, pile number 2, there's a little bit of introspection that's required on your end in terms of analyzing a lot of the ancestral relationships, I feel. And that's going to be the key to basically unlocking and understanding more deeper about yourself in terms of what you need to heal and also work on. So we see here that there's some avoidance, right? So a fear of change. So for some of you guys, you may still be holding on to some sort of connection because you're afraid that if you, let's say, walk away, then who are you going to be with and what's going to happen? And it's like that uncertainty type of energy, right? With this Eight of Cups in reverse. So right now I feel like the focus should be more of leaving something behind, so leaving a connection behind in order to work on yourself. Because ideally, if you're not at the best version of yourself, what do you have to offer that person, right? You don't have much to offer yourself right now. So the focus should be focusing on your healing, focusing on leveling up, and focusing on building back your identity within self. So I feel like you guys are going to eventually start doing the work with the Hermit card here. And then that's going to help you to close out some sort of painful cycle that's been causing you a lot of sleepless nights, as I talked about, and a lot of anxiety with this 10 of Swords card here. So I feel like this is where you guys are going to either go through some sort of tower moment or some sort of rapid ending. Because it's like you guys have been getting the signs and synchronicities about what you guys may have been attached to. But ideally, you have to trust your inner voice and your guidance. So I do see here as well that there is some sort of disappointment that's going to happen, right? So this is, again, illustrated heavily for you, pile number 2. And then it's through that disappointment, you're going to be able, it seems like, to really focus on what it is that you want from a partner. So I feel like a lot of you guys really want that romantic partner, and you want someone who's going to love you unconditionally. But until you do the inner work, it's going to be hard to manifest that new love connection, because you guys have to be able to heal from the past. So it's through that healing is where you're going to unlock your heart and be able to really step into a better place of self. So let's pull some cards. So they had a lot to say for you, pile number 2. So let's see what's going on here. So it says, close your eyes and feel your spiritual connection to everything on this planet. So every person, animal, tree, and flower. Feel the ocean, the wind, and the sky, all in perfect harmony, moved by the one eternal love. So again, the focus is about getting grounded and getting connected to nature. So this is why I think for you guys, it's kind of like a mystery too, I'm feeling like, for in regards to your love life, because it's all dependent on the amount of work that you guys actually want to do in pile number 2. So if you're able to do the work, this is where you're able to ground new beginnings. So without the work, then it's going to be difficult to manifest that new connection or work on the connection with somebody else that you may have had in the past, if you choose to reconcile, right? So the choice is always yours, right? You always have free will in every situation. So it says, you are always in my heart, like a glowing ocean light, a shivering star in heaven. Love is a golden memory, drifting through the space like autumn leaves, recollections of loving days and nights. So if you are thinking about somebody, this person is spending a lot of time, especially at night, reflecting heavily about you, is what I feel. So it's kind of like they can't get you out of your head. They're constantly thinking about you. And I think for some of you guys, they're also hearing a lot of music or smelling something as well that's reminding them a lot about you as well too. So it says, your soulmate love surrounds you at this very moment. Stop and feel it. Unconditional love glowing through the eternal flame of oneness. A spiritual union of two souls, radiating light for the entire world to feel. So for some of you guys watching this, I do feel like you may have the ability, as we talked about, to reconcile with a twin. For some of you guys who do not know your twin yet, I feel like you're going to meet this person, as I talked about, very soon. But right now, their higher self is very much connected to you and helping to guide you at this point in time. My apologies. So there's some sort of something I feel like wow. So there is something, pile number 2, that you also need to get off your chest. So for a lot of you guys, I feel like there's something you need to talk about to somebody out there. Because my throat was good all this time. Hold on one second. Okay. So what I feel like for you, pile number 2, you really would benefit from connecting to somebody who would be able to work with you, essentially to decode, work through a lot of these emotions you may have. So for a lot of you guys, there's definitely an urgency to start doing some work and gaining some introspection in terms of your situation. So again, a strong message if you guys feel called, because my throat. So you guys really need to get something off your chest. If you feel called, guys, I also have payment plans as well, because I do understand that it is hard for the collective. So if you really, like, this is a serious message to somebody out there who needed to hear this, but you need to get some sort of coaching and guidance. And I do also offer that service as well, and I'm pretty decent in terms of doing payment plans and stuff to actually help you. So we have here solitude as the word of advice from the guides, and this is a card number 4, which is all about the Emperor. So this is standing in your power and being able to work on yourself, building your ambitions, and being able to shift your reality is what I'm hearing as well too. So let us read card number 13. So it says observation, contemplation, renewal, and listening. So you desire to seek solitude is appropriate at this time. You're being counseled by your higher self to retreat and renew your soul through quiet contemplation. Your nervous system has been overstimulated, and so you cannot absorb any more input from the outer world. Step away and give yourself the necessary peace and time alone you require to revitalize your system. In doing so, you'll begin to sense, feel, and even hear the voice of your higher self, but only when you step into a more natural surrounding. Ooh, you look so cute. Oh, sorry. Hey, pile number 2, I'm sorry about that. So, incoming. I mean, everything that happens in a reading is for a reason. So, what I feel for you guys intuitively is that there is definitely going to be some sort of communication that's going to come out of the blue, either in terms of a past love relationship or somebody new, is what I feel for you guys as well. So I also feel like for you guys, this is where it's going to allow you guys the ability basically to work on some sort of connection. So there's definitely some sort of love that is coming in for you guys once I feel like you guys level up and do the work. So let us read again. So I'm going to read this from the top because my apologies, but I am not home, so I was a little bit interrupted. So it says, your desire to seek solitude is appropriate at this time. You're being counseled by your higher self to retreat and to renew your soul through quiet contemplation. Your nervous system has been overstimulated, so you cannot absorb any more input from the outer world. Step away and give yourself the necessary peace and time alone you require to revitalize your system. In doing so, you'll begin to sense, feel, and even hear the voice of your higher self, but only when you step into more natural surroundings. Reconnect with nature is whatever way is practical, give your circumstances. Fully open your heart to your higher self, even if you fear you cannot make contact. You are making contact. Furthermore, your higher self asks you to take the time when you are contemplating your circumstances and considering your options. Resist the temptation to yield to any sense of urgency. There is no emergency. Your true direction will make itself known if you are patient. Your higher self also alerts you to the fact that is not all necessary pieces of information to make the best decision may not yet be apparent. Your higher self wisely counsels that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing. The message, be quiet and wait. So as I talked about, it's like it's either going to be a situation where you guys eventually, when you least expect it, is going to basically have some sort of new beginning. That's really going to help you transform your love life and your connection overall. So it's kind of like love might even blossom for you in a way that you least expected it to happen. It's like something that was totally like out of left field that you didn't come. It was like a pop-up, right? So you see like how I was interrupted? It was kind of like a situation like that where love essentially popped up out of the blue, where you guys did not know that this was who you guys were going to be with, or this was how the connection was going to flow between you and this person. It might even start off initially too as some sort of friendship is what I feel for a lot of you guys as well watching this. And it's through that friendship is where the love is going to come for the both of you. So that's what I have for you, pile number 2. If you guys, I thank you guys so much for this reading. Don't forget to like, comment, and sub to the channel for a chance to be entered into my draw, of course. And I love my collective very much for all of your love and support, guys. I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care. Hey, my baddies, in pile number 3, I'm so sorry, guys. This is like the next day that I'm recording your reading. So if you watched pile number 2, there was a little bit of, not really interference, but it was just kind of like, signifying that there's going to be some sort of changes that is coming in for pile number 3. So let us now find out. So I'm going to be channeling today with my guides, and we're going to be finding out in terms of you, pile number 3. So what is now coming in for you? Is it going to be new love, old love? What will you guys choose? So I'm just going to set this aside here so the energy can be in this reading. So I feel like for you guys, there is some sort of infinite possibilities, I feel, that is directly coming towards you, your love life, and just overall in terms of your life and opportunities that are going to be presenting for you very soon is what I feel with this here. I also see here as well that a lot of you guys are getting, I'm hearing third eye activations are happening right now for this pile, as well as I definitely feel as well that a lot of you guys are going through some sort of heart chakra activations in terms of love, romance, and your life. For some of you guys also watching this, I do feel like this is also very much a little bit of an emotional time for you. I think a lot of you guys are looking back in terms of the past and what had essentially happened for you in terms of love, relationships, partnerships, in general. Situationships for some of you out there. Take that as it resonates. And I do feel as well for you, pile number 3, that also I think a lot of you guys had some difficulty in terms of using discernment when it came to love, partnerships, romance, relationships. But I do see some sort of heart chakra activation happening for you at this time. I also feel as well that there is some sort of solar plexus chakra activations too as well. And I'm also seeing here as well that you guys are getting some sort of spiritual elevation to be able to discern better when it comes to love, romance, relationships. So I'm just going to set this here, pile number 3. So before we begin, I forgot to mention just a little spiel. So for you guys, I want to let you guys know as well that if you feel called, I am still open to do personal and private readings, as well as I'm going to be doing my live this weekend, which is May 15th, I believe. So the Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be going live to do a free mini reading to the collective. So if you feel called and would like to join, you guys can do that by joining this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I also want to let you guys know as well that I'm going to be doing my draw as well for 2 lucky subscribers that will have a chance to receive a free personal reading with me. So that's what I have as well for that. I also want to let you guys know as well that for this actual session of the readings, I'm also going to be offering a free coaching session as well too. So I just actually got that download as well. So if you are the one who is selected, you will also be able to receive a free reading as well as a free coaching session as well. So yes, I just got to make note of that as well too. All right, guys, so let us tap in. So what is coming forward for you? And I've also added live 1-hour reading sessions with me as well, or 1-hour live coaching session. So if you are called, you guys can also check out my website for this, as well as any seminars, readings, anything that you may call to you, you guys can check that out. I'll leave links to this down below in the description bar of this reading. So let us find out in terms of the past. So the way that we can examine the future is by looking at the past in terms of what happened for pile number 3 in terms of their love and relationships. So they're telling me to reshuffle. So when I say they, I mean my guides. So I'm going to reshuffle. Pile number 3, what happened to them in the past in terms of love, relationships? So we have your flow. So what I felt when I touched that card was that a lot of you guys in the past were not speaking your truth. So for a lot of you guys, you could have been involved, which is what I felt, in a lot of situationships, where if this is, let's say, your DM, it could have been a situation or DF where you guys were meant to ground or to tell the other person truly how you felt. But for some of you guys watching this, I do feel like you kind of adopted this attitude in love a little bit more passively. Like, I'm not going to really tell this person how I feel or what I want because I don't really want to rock the boat. I kind of just want to be in the energy I'm hearing of the here and now, as so with going with the flow. And so because of this, I feel like for some of you guys, there was some sort of slowing down in the connection because the boundaries with the connection in the past in love was not established. So let us see, pile number 3, what happened to them in the past in terms of love. What happened for pile number 3, Spirit, in terms of their love life? I feel like you guys also felt like you and your person, or a past relationship or love interest, had some sort of infinity or understanding is what I feel. But ultimately, this is what led to a lot of the confusion in terms of the connection. So I do see here, most definitely. So let me pull 2 more cards and then I will start talking about what I'm picking up on intuitively. So that is like Ace of Pentacles. They're telling me to you read it as the Ace of Cups. So I'm going to do it as the Ace of Cups is what my guides are telling me. Okay, so what happened in the past, pile number 3? So in the past, I do see here that there was some sort of connection that you were involved in. But what I do feel here with this type of card illustration is that there was some sort of strings attached to the connection. So I feel like for some of you guys out here watching this, you could have maybe tried to do some sort of magic, or the person that you were connected to may have tried to do some sort of magic, spell work to kind of keep the connection if it is not your DM or DF. I'm also seeing here as well that if this is in fact your counterpart that you're looking at in terms of some sort of situationship or romantic setup that you guys had going on, I do feel like the emphasis in the relationship was kind of like living and like indulging you and this person together. There was some sort of jealousy I feel as well too in the past in love, as well as some sort of control that definitely was illustrated in terms of the connection in the past. I see here with the World card that you did feel a sense of fulfillment though with this person in terms of your love life and them. I think for a lot of you guys watching this as well, there was some sort of truth that needed to be revealed. But I feel for a lot of you guys, you felt like this was some sort of faded connection that you were involved in terms of your love life, relationships, and whatnot. But I do see here as well that it kind of like provided you with the feelings of, you know, love, completion, satisfaction, which is why you were in the energy in the past of going with the flow. So I feel like though it led to some sort of heartbreak, sadness, disappointment, loss, because I feel like one or both of you guys were unwilling to leave something behind that wasn't serving you. So it was like a situation where I feel like you guys needed to make some sort of decision, or you needed to make some sort of judgment call where this person was concerned. But maybe you were kind of afraid that if you spoke up or spoke your truth, you may have come across as very overbearing, very strong, demanding, whatnot. So it's kind of like you didn't want to anger your person. So you kind of like kept the situation going on a little bit longer than it probably should have, to be honest. So what I see here though, you are spending a lot of time right now reflecting and contemplating a lot in terms of what happened in the past and why the connection didn't necessarily work out the way that it was supposed to. So I do see here for a lot of you as well that you guys right now are focusing on a lot of the negativity rather than the positives or the takeaways from the past in terms of understanding what you needed to learn from this particular experience. So it's kind of like in this woe is me type of energy where I feel like you guys definitely are in some sort of space where you feel like you need this person, or maybe you guys can hopefully work things out, but it's kind of like an openness too, I feel as well, where you kind of want to go with the flow. You're not really putting any expectations on the outcome of the situation, but you're also still trying to make sense and make meaning of what happened in the past in terms of love. So I feel like for some of you guys watching this, and this is only if you feel called, you would benefit from doing some sort of 1-hour coaching session with me to kind of help you really unpack in terms of what happened in the past, so that you're able to get the clarity and move forward. Because I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is kind of giving me some sort of stuck energy where you kind of need to look at the past, but you also need to move forward as well too. So take that as it resonates. So now let's see what's going to happen in terms of the future, in terms of your love connection, pile number 3. So we have your strength. So I feel for a lot of you guys, this is where I feel like you guys are going to be taking some sort of action to work on a lot of your trust and insecurity issues that you also have. I feel like a lot of this trust and insecurity troubles that you guys had in the past was also due to a lack of confidence. So for a lot of you guys, it's kind of like you felt like, you know what, maybe this is the best that's out there for me, or maybe I should kind of like just settle with this person, or just kind of like go with the flow because, you know, I don't want to really mess up my connection and I'm kind of okay here, so I'm just going to stay and continue. But I feel like this is where you guys are going to recognize that you actually had a lot more power and you do have a lot more say in terms of your connections, relationships that you find yourself in, pile number 3. So let us see pile number 3's future in terms of what is going to happen for them. So I feel for a lot of you guys, this is where I feel like a lot of root chakra. So in terms of looking at your family line, your lineage, stuff like that is really going to also help you to unpack a lot of the past in terms of what happened and why you were, you know, in this energy of going with the flow. So for some of you guys out there, this was something that was maybe modeled to you by some sort of parent, caregiver, could have been a feminine that was close to you as well, that you kind of adopted this type of philosophy where you kind of just wanted to go with the flow, you know, I'm just going to please my partner, I'm not going to really rock the boat too much. That sort of energy is what I feel. Or for some of you guys in general, if you are a masculine watching this, I do feel as well that it's like you kind of like have some sort of codependency as well in terms of love, which is why you don't really want to say too much to upset the other person and stuff like that as well too. So let me get 2 more cards straight in terms of the future, in terms of what's going to happen. Perfect. Thank you. I love when spirit listens. All right, so we have Ace of Wands at the back. So what I feel for you guys in pile number 3 in terms of the future, in terms of your love life, there's definitely going to be some sort of transformation that needs to occur in terms of your thinking. So this is where I do see you either getting some sort of coaching, support, whatnot, in terms of looking at the past, in terms of what happened in order to, you know, realize that you need to let go and release a lot of the self-limiting beliefs and a lot of this control stuff that you might have been going through, or picking partners who are kind of like in this narcissist type of energy or just obsessed with control. But I do see here that you guys are going to find that inner strength to be able to receive the guidance and the clarity that you need to move forward in terms of love. So I do see here that there is going to be some sort of meeting, conversation, somebody that you're going to meet new in terms of love. I could also resonate with this as well too, with some sort of past relationship where you guys might decide to like go out, get something to eat, catch up, talk about, you know, what happened in the past. But there's some sort of planning and decision that's going to be made in terms of love, relationship, romance. So I feel like for a lot of you guys also watching this, you might feel under the pressure too in terms of, oh my gosh, I'm getting older. What am I going to do? I haven't found the person that I need to be with. You know, I haven't had that stable connection. But I do feel like for a lot of you guys watching this year is going to be your year in terms of having some sort of stable connection. So whether or not it's like just going to be a connection where you guys are together, but I do see like a relationship for you that's coming in pile number 3. So I also see here as well, this is where I feel like for a lot of you guys, you might decide after this meeting or conversation with either an old love or a new love that, you know what, I'm going to try to make it work with my person, or you know what, I'm going to manifest a new connection. I do see though, there is going to be a decision that's going to be made that's going to help you essentially to move on, pile number 3, with this 8 of Cups. So this is where I do see that you guys are going to be leaving behind a lot of this disillusion type of energy, limiting beliefs about yourself, love, romance, whatnot. But something is definitely going to end for you. So I feel like in the beginning, you're going to start off with a little bit of resistance. But ultimately, what I do see here is that you guys are going to be moving forward in terms of love, connection, romance. And I feel like for some of you guys, you might meet somebody and initially you might be a little bit taken aback by how the connection kind of like grounds, is what I feel for you guys as well. So it might be like a situation where you least expect to meet somebody. You might meet somebody new, and then you guys are like in this energy of getting to know each other with this Hermit here. So I feel like you guys are going to be connecting, bonding, spending time together. And I do see here that for some of you guys, it could even be a situation where your twin or someone else that you're attached to is going to be in this energy of wanting to reconcile with you, but then you might decide that, you know what, I don't want to reconcile. I'm going to move on with somebody else. There's too much water over the bridge, and I just think that we can't really manifest this. But ultimately, I do see that somebody is going to be left out in the cold. So it's either an old love that you were attached to, pile number 3, is going to be left out, or there's going to be some sort of new connection that you're going to ground, and then somebody, maybe their person that they're attached to, is going to be left out in the cold, because you guys are going to be healing together and bonding and getting to know each other. And then it's one or both of you from the past, your connections is going to be like out, like somebody's going to, like, it's like musical chairs. I feel you know, the music stops and somebody's left without a seat. So it's like there is an option, I feel, for you, pile number 3, to either manifest back an old connection or ground a new connection, is what I feel for you guys, because there's the Ace of Wands as well, and I do see a Knight of Pentacles coming in. So you could be gonna get in contact with some sort of earth sign, so that's Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising to look out for you guys. I also see here with this Ace of Wands, I feel like this is where you're going to be inspired again, and you're going to have a desire to want to try to manifest some sort of connection with somebody else, or manifest or rekindle the connection back with an old love, is what I see. But I do see that the connection coming in is definitely going to be some sort of high-level commitment, or a high-level spiritual commitment is essentially going to ground. So it's either going to be, I feel, for you guys watching this, you're going to call in your soulmate, or you're going to call in your twin, or you're going to reconcile with your twin, or you're going to reconcile with some sort of high-level soulmate, is what I feel for pile number 3. So let us see. So we have here, this was right at the top. It says, the relationship is over. No second chances, growth and transmission for your life. So I feel like this is the energy I was talking about, right? Where one of you guys or all of you guys or whatnot watching this is going to literally be able to reconcile with a past love, or the option of new love is going to be coming in. But I feel like ultimately, as I talked about here with this 5 of Pentacles, there is some sort of ending that is going to occur for somebody. Somebody is going to basically be on the outs. And then you're going to just move forward and say, you know what? God, Source, Spirit, give me the strength to manifest this new beginning. And I'm just going to do my thing, basically. So we see here, this was at the top, so they're bringing this to my attention to read. So we see here, it says, 2 hearts merge through the explosion of love. United, they create unlimited wealth. Together, they will fulfill their dreams. So we see here as well is that it's like this person, either your old love or the new love that's coming forward, you guys might also partner up and do some sort of business endeavor together. And essentially, it's through that business endeavor as well, which is going to help you to ground a new connection. So I do see here as well that you guys could also be dealing with, I'm seeing Scorpio, Aries, I'm seeing Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, I'm seeing Cancer as well, Pisces. So I'm seeing basically pretty much all the signs here are on the board for Sun, Moon, and Rising for this pile. So if you're getting this reading, it's definitely going to resonate with you. So it may not add up right now, but eventually, like, this is a timeless reading, so eventually it's going to make sense if it doesn't make sense for you right now. So if you want, you can comment actually down below on the pile that you selected, and later on come back to it. There is additional messages in that reading for you. But I do see here, definitely there's some sort of business project, some sort of endeavor that you guys are going to ground, and this is where your connection with this person and you is definitely going to go to new heights. This person is the King of Pentacles, so they're really going to romance you, they're going to show up for you, and they're all about taking leadership. So taking charge, being in control, being able to, you know, be the man, be the provider. You know, this person is very abundant and very prosperous. So either one, it's either both your people are prosperous and abundant, or one of your people are going to show up for you and be that provider for you that I feel like you need. They're going to provide that sense of stability, like in terms of foundations for you. Like I feel like for you, pile number 3, it's also something that's very important for you, where you're somebody who likes to have a partner who's more traditional. So this is where I do see that this person is definitely going to unlock that for you. So we have here, as the last piece of advice from Spirit, solitude. So let's read card number 13. So card number 13 is a 4, which we talked about, is all about stability. So 4 is also the Emperor. So this is what I talked about: structure, stability, ambition, authority, rationality. So this is definitely tying into what I was talking about in terms of this new connection or old connection that's going to essentially ground. But somebody, you're going to have to make a choice in love. Old love or new love. So we see here, your desire to seek solitude is appropriate at this time. You're being counseled by your higher self to retreat and to renew your soul through quiet contemplation. Your nervous system has been overstimulated and you cannot absorb any more input from the outer world. Step away and give yourself the necessary peace and time alone that you require to revitalize your system. In doing so, you'll begin to sense, feel, and even hear the voice of your higher self, but only when you step into more natural surroundings. Reconnect with nature in whatever way is practical and given your circumstances, fully open your heart to your higher self. Even if you fear that you cannot make contact, you are making contact. Therefore, your higher self asks you to take time when contemplating your circumstances and considering your options. Resist the temptation to yield to any sense of urgency. There is no emergency. Your true direction will make itself known if you're patient. Your higher self also alerts you to the fact that not all necessary pieces of information to make the best decisions may become apparent yet. Your higher self wisely counsels that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing. The message: be quiet and wait. So for a lot of you guys, I feel like this reading may not resonate at this moment, but then you might come back to it a few weeks later and it will actually resonate very heavily for you. So it's like there's some sort of decision eventually, as we talked about, is going to have to be made, but it's only through the connection to your higher self you'll be able to get the answers that you're looking for. So for a lot of you guys, I feel like this is where you're going to have to use your discernment as well as being shown nature. So you and this person may have some sort of affinity to nature, to sounds, to animals, to trees, to water, to the natural elements. And it's through that connection you'll really be able to use your discernment to, one, be able to meditate for answers and clarity, and for two, you guys will be able to also look ahead in terms of getting the answers that you need in terms of making a decision in terms of love. So you got to look at how you feel when you're hanging out with this person in nature. So nature is the key. So some of you guys watching this, I'm dead serious. You guys may have to eventually make a choice where you take both of these people out for a walk. You guys will go walking in the community or something like that, and you guys will be able to feel intuitively who the person is for you. But at the end of the day, this is all going back to what gives you the most sense of fulfillment and harmony in terms of your love life and yourself. You guys are going to be getting some sort of epiphany or some sort of awakening, a judgment call, where you guys are going to really have to do a lot of introspection work and reflection. So if this resonates with you guys, don't forget to like, comment, and sub to the channel. As well as if you feel called to book a personal about your situation, feel free to check out my website as well. I also do twin flame soulmate coaching for 1 hour as well too. So if you need some answers and clarity as well, I am here as well to support the collective. So I thank you guys so much for your love and support. I'm sending you all lots of love and light. Take care.